I'm Bora Yoon. I'm a composer, vocalist, and sound artist based in New York. And I make music out of a lot of different found objects and things that make sound and make sense together. I'm classically trained on piano and violin and voice, and then I picked up guitar, and all of those skills are transferable as percussion. A lot of where I started originating my own voice came from the frustration that I realized how little roles were available to me as a Korean American female. And I remember thinking at a certain point I was going to just make my own role then. I tend to gravitate towards spaces that have an interesting history or an interesting architecture to work with, just because there's so much you can tap into that can break down the proscenium from being a presentation to being much more of an experience, something that immerses the audience, because I feel like that's kind of performance experience I would want if I was in the audience. Otherwise, I go the multimedia route. As a performer, what's really interesting is kind of this duality or this mirror reflection that you have of the audience, of what that imagined world can create. What other portals can it open? What other senses can it augment? I really want the audience to see where all the sounds come from. That touch and tactile and visceral connections of why and where a sound comes from. And a lot of the objects are from different centuries, from different cultures, from ancient Tibetan bowls from the 14th century to metronomes from my childhood to turntables from the 90s and gramophones from the 30s, and things that all kind of construct a larger kind of haunted house of sound that gets activated as the show progresses. In every country that I've toured or that I've collaborated with local artists there's cultural nuances that you have to take into account, and how to use the arts and performance as a means of really building community and this shared platform in which we can all share what we do best.